Hello, welcome to the online lecture. This week we will talk about human organization. Basically, this week is a very brief overview of anatomy. So after you take this bio 3A and 3B, and if you're a healthcare major, you want to take anatomy. And this class is like an introduction to anatomy. So we will first talk about the organization of organism. You remember in the first lecture of this semester, we talked about an organism is made up of molecules, and then cell, and then tissue, and then organ system, and a living organism. Here we talk about the same thing. It is basically telling you the organization from molecules, and then to cell, and then tissues, and then organ, and then organ system. And after we have several organ systems, then different organ systems form a living organism. And in anatomy, the first part of anatomy, most of the classes is focused on histology. So we have to recognize different types of tissues. And tissue is basically specialized of cell. They perform the same function. They group together to form the same tissues. And then we have 4 different types of tissues in our body. Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue covers the body surface and lines the cavity. So it's not just the surface, but inside our body there's a cavity, or on the surface of organs. We also call those epithelial cell. Connective tissue, as the name suggested, they support and binds the body parts together. Muscular. Those are the ones that when they contract, they will move the body part. And then nervous system, they are the one that receive stimuli and then process information and then conduct impulses, meaning that they generate the output signal. So nervous tissue is the one that interact with the surrounding and the environments. Epithelial tissue, they are the cells that form continuous layer, as we said, that the body surface and organ surface, or the cavity surface. And then they have different functions. They are for protection, they are for secretion, they are the glands, they are for absorption, excretion, and filtration. So filtration, we will learn more about filtration in the urinary system. Excretion and absorption, we will learn about this in the digestive system. Secretion and glands, we will learn about this in the endocrine system. And then for the protection, probably in the skin, we'll learn about skin, or we call it integumentary system, in today's lecture. So filtration, it is the here filtration. We learn about this in the urinary or renal system. And then this too, we will learn about this in the digestive system. This one, it will be in the endocrine system. This one, maybe you can call it integumentary. And then epithelial cell line in both external and internal surface. External surface protect our body from injury, drying out. It keeps the moisture and then possible invasion by the microbes. Internal surface carries both protective and specific functions. Specific function like secreting mucus, like secreting hormone, and so on and so forth. We have three types of epithelial tissue that we can classify them according to the shape. We have squamous epithelium, they are flattened cell, or we have cuboidal, they are cube-shaped epithelium. Columnar, they are columnar-shaped, they are rectangular pillar. So three types, three different shapes. Also, we can classify epitheliums into three according to their number of layers. Simple epithelium, meaning that they only have one layer. Stratified, meaning that multiple layers. And then pseudo-stratified, meaning that they are one layer. They are actually simple epithelium, but they appear, they fake to be multiple layer. They appear to be multiple layer, but they're actually one layer. Glandular epithelium is a special type of epithelium because they secrete a product. Many of the glands, they can be single or multiple cell. We have exocrine glands. Exocrine glands secrete product into ducts. There are lots of examples of exocrine glands. For example, they can be in the digestive system that excrete digestive enzyme, or they can be in the digestive system to secrete saliva in your mouth, or they can be in your integumentary system, in your skin, to secrete sweat or oil. And then you have endocrine system. Endocrine system secrete a product into bloodstream. The product is mainly the hormones. So this one, hormones. And then exocrine, it can be enzyme, saliva, sweat. All these are exocrine. Pancreas is the only gland, is the only organ that is both exocrine and endocrine. So when it is an exocrine gland, pancreas secretes a digestive enzyme, so pancreas becomes a digestive organ. But when pancreas is considered an endocrine gland, it secretes a hormone like insulin, glucagon, or somatostatin. All these are the endocrine hormone. So let's take a look at the simple squamous cell. They look like this. This is a real histology, real microscope image. Simple squamous, simple meaning that they have one layer. Squamous is a flattened cell. So as you can imagine, it is one layer and very flat and thin. So what would they be good for? They are good for exchanging substances. For example, lining of the lung. Lining of the lung, what is the function of lung? It is for exchanging gas, oxygen and CO2. So we want to have very thin layer of cell, one layer, and also they are very thin. So the squamous epithelium will be a good candidate to line the lung so that it will facilitate the exchange of CO2 and O2. Blood vessels, especially for the capillaries. Capillary is the smallest type of the blood vessels. They are for exchanging substances such as glucose or your nutrient, glucose amino acid with your metabolic waste like urea. can also exchange gases, CO2 and O2, with your body tissues. This is a simple epithelium because they attach to the basement membrane.